Good morning, children. Welcome to Commerce class. So, in the last class, we discussed about what are the constraints of barter system and what we learnt about the hindrances of commerce and how are these hindrances eliminated. With that, we finished the first lesson, that is Unit 1 chapter. Under the Unit 1, we finished the first chapter. And regarding the objectives, we have 5 choose the correct answers, and the answers for these choose the correct answer is given below itself. I want all of you to mark it and learn it as and when you learn the lesson, question answers of the lesson. Now let us move to the second lesson, chapter 2, that is objectives of business. This also comes under the Unit 1, fundamentals of business, and we learn this under the chapter of objectives of business. A very simple lesson. Many of us, we know what it is totally concerned about whatever is happening around us, and more so we are also a part of all these activities. So this topic is absolutely very easy for us to understand. Before going to the objectives of the business, we need to understand what are human activities. Any activity that human beings they do for the purpose of satisfaction of their wants. Okay, I wanted to satisfy my need, my personal want. I do some activity. So, such activities which the human beings are doing is classified as human activity. The explanation is also very simple. Okay, any activity which is done by human beings for satisfying their needs. That is human activity. Needs here for personal satisfaction. It is called as human activity. Now, this human activity can be classified into two categories. One is economic activity, the other one is non-economic activity. I told you, under in economics itself, I have told you any activity which is done for the purpose of earning money, where it is measured in monetary terms, all such activities are economic activities. Where the activity is measured in terms of money, you call that as economic activity. So, any activity which is done with the objective or with the motto or with the aim of earning money, you call such activities as economic activity. See here, a few examples of economic activities are given. If your dad is a businessman, he produces goods and he is selling. Will he sell it free of cost? Definitely no. So, what is the underlying motto there? Earning profit is the underlying motto there. Likewise, a wholesaler is buying from the manufacturer and he is selling to the retailer. There also, his commission, his part of profit is a motive. I am here. Okay, I am taking class for you. Okay, will I do it free of cost? Definitely no. I am paid by the organization. I am paid by the employer. So, here money is an important part which plays in doing this activity. Likewise, so all activities where money plays a major role, the objective of doing this activity is to earn money. Apart from this, if I am going to do some service, if I am going to take classes for poor children where I don't earn, where I don't take fee, that I cannot call it as economic activity. That can be classified as what? Non-economic activity. So, anything which is rendered with the intention of earning money, you call it as economic activity. Underline that. Likewise, a service done by a doctor. We go to a doctor, will he give us free treatment? Definitely no. We are paying a fee for them. We are paying money. So likewise, a chartered accountant who is maintaining our accounts, our company accounts, year after year we pay for them for doing that professional work. So all such activities comes under economic activities. Next is non-economic activities. I told you anything which is done for earning profit is economic activity. Then what is the opposite of that? Activities which are done to give us pleasure and to satisfy our social and psychological needs. Okay, there are certain needs where you cannot measure by in terms of money. See, for example, your mom is cooking and giving you a very delicious food. It is done purely out of love and care for you. She cares for you. She cares your psychological feelings. So, such activities comes under non-economic activity. There is no motto of earning money in that. Likewise, you are helping a poor person. Okay, in crossing a street, or you spend money for them and you drop them in their place, or you give them some money for them to feed. Okay, all such activities, there is no motto of earning any profit there, or any gainful motto is not there. Such activities are called as what? Non-economic activities. Likewise, celebrating festival. Why do we celebrate festival? It gives us pleasure. Okay, we feel happy. Emotionally we are feeling happy, socially we are feeling happy. For that reason we are celebrating festival. Likewise, watching a movie, though we pay money for that, okay, the person who acts in the movie, for him it is an economic activity, because he is acting in return of money. He is being paid for what he does. But for us, we spend money and watch a movie. What is the motto behind that? We want a relaxation. I gain pleasure in watching a movie. So such activities are called as non-economic activity, though money is being spent on that. Likewise, meditation. Okay, meditation, it gives me a peace of mind. So all such activities are classified under the heading of what? Non-economic activity. In this lesson, we have a very important 5-mark answer, that is the difference between economic activity and non-economic activity. Very, very easy to understand, children. It is 7 points are given. It is enough if you write 5 points of differences. Okay, 5 points to differentiate between economic and non-economic activity. But whichever point you choose, the first point of difference, that is the definition, is very, very important. That you should not skip. Let us understand that the definition of economic activity. Economic activities are what? Which are undertaken for money or financial gain for our livelihood. For me to live, I need money. Okay, so I do some economic activity to gain money. This money can be in the form of wages, salary, profit, commission, interest. It can be in any form. So any activity which is done for gaining financial gain is called as economic activity. Example is also given. Fruit seller selling fruits. Here, this question could be asked either as a 2-mark, or it could be asked as a part of 5-mark answer. Next is, contrarily, we'll learn what is non-economic activity. Non-economic activities are what? Which are done for the sake of what? Pleasure. And which is done out of what? Love, sympathy, sentiments. All these are the underlying reasons to do non-economic activity. A mother cooks for her family. There is what is a driving force which makes a mother cook food for her family? Might be it is her love, or it is her sentiment. Okay, all these are the reasons behind this non-economic activity. Next is the motive. The sole motive is to earn what? Financial gain. Working as a lawyer. Will a lawyer handle a case without charging his professional fee? Never he will do it. Likewise, what is the motto of non-economic activity? Undertaken for the satisfaction of social, psychological, or emotional needs, like visiting a temple. When I visit a temple, what do I gain? No financial benefit I gain. When I go to temple, will God immediately give me money? Definitely no. It gives me a satisfaction. It gives me a mental peace. Okay, and psychologically, my mindset goes like, okay, fine, things are fine when I go and put all my problems under God's feet. Okay, so a visit to a temple is just a meeting of psychological need only. Next is measurement, money measurement. All the economic activities we can measure in monetary terms. It can be valued in monetary terms. You go to a doctor, you pay him fee. Okay, how much do you pay him fee? Do you say I will give 50% of my love and care to him? Definitely no. You will say, he will say, go and pay 500 rupees, 1000 rupees in the counter. So it is a consultation fee for him. So everything is measured in monetary terms only. Next is non-economic activity. Cannot be valued in terms of money. See, for example, you are going and giving free clothes to poor children. Okay, and can you measure the amount of satisfaction or the gesture or the feeling that you have when you share your what is it, a kindness to others? Definitely no. Kindness, love, affection cannot be measured in money terms. Next is relationship. Economic activities are related to creation of wealth. The main important objective, okay, in under economic activity is what we earn money for what purpose? To create wealth. See, I earn money for what? I need to have a good living. Okay, I work hard for what? To get a good increment. With that increment, what will I do? Now I am owning a two-wheeler. After some years, if I get a good increment, what will I do? I will think of buying a car. After that, what will I do? I will think of buying a house. So the relationship of economic activity the economic activities are more so related to what? Accumulation of wealth or creation of wealth. So Ram saved part of his salary to purchase his what? His own house. Here, non-economic activities, there is no creation of wealth. It does not lead to creation of wealth. Money received as donation is spent on charity work. Okay, it is true. Whatever money is received as donation, what is being done? It is only spent for what? Charity work. There is no accumulation of work, accumulation of wealth. Outcome. Outcome means a result. Outcome of all the economic activities. It results in what? In production, procurement, distribution, consumption of goods and services. See, when you look, these are all the subject matter of economics. All the economic activities like production of goods, by taking the goods from the production place and giving it to the consumer place, distribution of goods and services, or distribution of the factors of production, and consumption of the goods, and consumption means using of the goods and services. All these are the outcome of all the economic activities. Example is also given. See, for each difference an example is given. So it is easy for us to understand. Nokia produces cell phones and sells across India through its distributors. Okay, why is Nokia distributing? Only with the intention of earning profit. So production process is there, procurement process is involved, distribution process is involved. At the consumer side, consumption process is also involved there. The end result of non-economic activity is mental, emotional or psychological satisfaction of a person doing the activity. See, I enjoy here listening to music. Okay, or else you go and take part in, you do some, what is it, recreational activity. Whenever you have time, you visit an orphanage. You dance, you sing and show for the children who are in the orphanages. Does it lead to any accumulation of wealth or distribution, production? No such activities are there. The result is what? It gives you what? Mental, emotional and psychological satisfaction by doing such activities. Next, the sixth point of difference is duration. See, economic activities are almost repetitive in nature. If you are, see for example, doctor's profession. Daily the doctor visits the hospital. Yes, invariably daily. Only when he visits daily, he'll be paid. People will come and visit him for their ailments. As a result, he'll be earning the professional fee. So, economic activities are done on a regular basis with the intention of earning their livelihood. Gulfi ice cream seller sells ice cream every evening. We might have seen daily the fruit seller comes and stands in the puts a stall in that place, or if he is a shopkeeper, daily he opens the shop for what? For customers to come and buy on the regular basis. So economic activities which are done with the motto of what? Earning money are done on a regular basis. Likewise, non-economic activities. I go to an orphanage. Okay, I give donation. All those are non-economic activities. Do I do it regularly? Definitely, because I cannot afford it. Okay, what is hobby? Hobby is something which we do during our leisure time. Okay, so non-economic activities need not be undertaken on a regular basis. It can be done whenever we have free time. Shankar visits orphanage in his free time. No, only when we can spare time, we can go and do such activities. Source of initiation. Economic activities are initiated to satisfy human needs and wants. Basically, all the economic activities, buying, selling, production. Why is production done? Only to meet the want of the human beings. Okay, to satisfy the need. Why is production of umbrellas done? Only for utilization by the consumers during the time of rainy season. Likewise, the source of initiation for non-economic activity is to satisfy emotional and sentimental pleasures. Non-economic activity, mainly why are they initiated? It gives me some mental peace. It gives me some satisfaction. It gives me some pleasure. When I go and play outside, it gives me some pleasure. When I watch a movie, it gives me some pleasure. So the underlying source of initiation is what? emotional satisfaction and sentimental pleasures. Now, let us see what are the different types of economic activities. When we look into the types of economic activities means what? Any activity undertaken to earn money. That's all, in simple terms. It can be classified under three broad categories. One is employment, profession, business. Very simple, children. Very, very easy to understand. I can just give you examples with whatever we are doing. Okay. First, let us understand what is an employment. See, employment, it refers to an occupation in which a person works under another person, okay, for which he gets a remuneration. Remuneration means a reward which is in the form of wages or salary. A clear example I shall say. I am an employee. I am being employed by whom? Our correspondent Anand sir. Here I am the employee. Anand sir is the employer. Very simple example. Okay. Now I am being given occupation. I am employed here. Okay. For what? To do certain task. Okay. And for which I am being paid money in the form of salary. Very simple explanation. So what is employment? It is an occupation where one person works for some other person, and in return what he gets remuneration. Remuneration means what? Reward for the work done. That's remuneration. Okay, in the form of what? It can be in the form of wages or salary. Why do we call it as wages? If it is paid on a daily basis, you call it as wages. See, for example, construction workers. Construction workers will not be given money on a monthly basis. For the day they work, they are paid wages. They are paid remuneration. So when the remuneration is based on a daily basis, we call it as wages. But for people like us, where we are employed under an employer, we are given remuneration on a monthly basis, which is called as salary. Okay. Example is given: managers, clerks, bank officials, factory workers, all those are example of employees. Characteristics. What are the characteristics of an employment? There is an agreement between the employer and employee. Okay, there is an agreement, that is, you have to come at this time. There are certain terms and conditions which is being specified by the employer, and these conditions have to be obliged by the employee. The rules and regulations should be abided by the employee. These rules and regulations will be fixed by whom? By the employer. And remuneration will be given to the employee for what? For delivering the services. For whatever work that he is assigned, he will be given a task. The employee performs whatever the task given by the employer. For performing the task, he is being given what? Remuneration for delivering the services. And the employee should follow, abide means follow, abide by the rules and regulations given by whom? By the organization or the employer. The next type of economic activity is profession. Profession means any occupation which involves the acquisition or the services of special and expert nature. The services which are in special and expert nature. Specialization is required. Such occupation, you call it as profession. See, for example, profession is something which is more than a job, more than an employment or a job. So, if, for example, a person working in a departmental store, it doesn't require any special skill. It is enough if he is being given a small training to learn that job. On the other hand, profession means a systematic body of knowledge creates, or a formal body is being created, and it frames some code of conduct. Okay, and certain special skills are taught. Okay, and they get qualified to become a professional person. And for people who do the professional services, the main underlying motive should be what? Service motive only. Okay, the underlying objective should be service motive, but they can charge a fee called as professional fee. Okay, now it includes what are the activities, the professional activities which are subject to guidelines or codes of conduct is laid down by a professional body. And these people, the professional people who are engaged in the profession, they earn an income. We don't call it as wages or salary. Rather, we call it as professional fee. The amount which is charged by a doctor, you call it as professional fee. The money which is charged by a lawyer, you call it as a professional fee. An engineer constructs a house and gives to you. He is being specialized in that particular task. You and me cannot go and construct a house because we do not possess that special skill or expertise to do that particular task. Can we go and do a surgery? Definitely no, because we do not have the special skill which a surgeon has. So the money that is being paid for these professional people are called as professional fee. Okay, the characteristics, as I told you, it should be a systematic body of knowledge. There should be formal acquisition of knowledge. He cannot just do in a correspondence. No professional courses are offered in correspondence. So there is the acquisition of the knowledge by these professional people should be in a very formal manner. There is a code of conduct. Code of conduct means this is how you have to be, which governs the conduct and behavior of a professional person. Service motto should be the uppermost in the minds of these professionals. Next is business. Business, any human activity which is done on a regular basis with the main objective of earning profit. That is business. Okay. If you very many a times we have come across this word. Okay, any human activity, what is the main objective? It should be to earn profit. Should it be on a regular basis? Yes, it should be done on a regular basis. So for purpose of earning profit, that is called business. And this business, it can be in the form of production also. You can produce a good and then sell it, or you can buy the produced goods from the producer and market, take it to the consumer place, or you can just act as an intermediary in the distribution channel. Anything could be the business activity, but the underlying motive is what? Profit motive. There are three definitions given for what is business. Let us see one after the other. Business may be defined as an activity involving regular production or purchase of goods and services. For what purpose? For sale, transfer and exchange, with an object of earning profit. Let us split up this definition. What is business? It is an activity. What does it involve? It involves a regular production. It can be production, or it can be purchase of goods and services for sale, or it can be transfer of goods also. You need not purchase and then sell. You can just transfer the goods from one person to another person and take a commission. That also is called business. And exchange. What is the main object? With the object of earning profit. Next is a definition given by James Stephenson. Business refers to what? Simple explanation. Economic activities performed for earning profit. Under the economic activities itself, it covers everything. Production, distribution, consumption, all those are economic activities. A very simple definition given by James Stephenson. Economic activities performed for what? Profit, earning profit. That is business. According to Hanning, business may be defined as a human activity directed towards producing or acquiring wealth through buying and selling of goods. From the view of Hanning, what is business? It can be defined as, it is again an economic activity. It is directed towards what? It is directed towards either producing, or you can acquire wealth. How? By buying and selling goods. Either you can produce the goods and sell it, or you can buy the goods from the produced place and you can sell the goods. By doing this, if you are earning money, you call it as, if you are acquiring wealth, you call it as business. So business activities are connected with what all? Raising, producing, processing of goods. You raise the goods, you produce the goods, and you process the goods to reach the consumers. Industries create the form utility of goods by bringing material into form, which is used for the intermediate consumption. So what here a small information about what is an industry is given. Industries, they convert the material, okay, the raw material which is in one form into another form which is usable form. This topic will be learning in depth in other forthcoming topics. And there is a small typing error within the bracket, that is, further use of material in order industry is given. Cut that order and write it as in other industry. Cut the order and write it as other industry or final consumption by consumers. Now the time is almost Okay, now the time is almost 25 minutes. Okay, with this, if I just start the next topic, I do not know if I'll be able to complete. Okay, let me just give a small introduction. Next topic is the classification of business activities based on size, ownership, and function. I shall just take how the business activities are classified on the basis of size. First, on the basis of size, business activities can be classified as small scale business and large scale business. Small scale unit. Small scale units means where the capital required will be very less. They will be employing only less number of workers in their organization, and the production also will be only in less quantity only. An example is given: manufacturing textiles in in handlooms or in power looms is an example for small scale. Likewise, extraction of edible oil from seeds like groundnuts or sesame, a small oil mill, okay, where they extract oil from the seeds. A very simple, a coffee grinding machine, a coffee grinding mill, or a oil mill. It is an example of small scale industry because the capital required is very less. They have only less number of workers, or even the family members, they take part in the business, and they produce the goods only on a small scale. Such businesses, you call it a small scale business. Next is large scale business. Large scale unit requires huge amount of capital, and not only that, they require large number of workers, and also they produce goods in large quantities. Such business units, you call it as large scale unit. Example is given. See, previously textile manufactured in handlooms and power looms was given as an example for small scale industry. Likewise, textile, big manufacturing textiles like Raymond's, Ramraj, okay, all those comes under large scale manufacturers. So manufacturing textiles in large textile mills. Next is extraction of edible oils on a large scale. That is, you have a good large volume of land where you procure the seeds, and that is done on a using machines. More number of people are employed and large quantities are being produced. But when such economic activities are done on a large scale manner, you call it as large scale business. I think with this I shall finish today's class. Tomorrow we shall go with activities based on ownership. And for today's homework for today will be distinguish between economic activity and non-economic activity. And I want you to write what is employment, profession, and business. Okay, I want you to write the meaning of what is employment, profession, and business. That is very short answer, question 3, 2, 3, 4, and detailed answer, long answer, question number 4. Okay, totally 4 questions I have given. 3 very short answers and 1 detailed answer. Detailed answer is what? Distinguish between economic and non-economic activity. Under very short answers, what is business, what is profession, what is employment. All are very, very short, 1 line or 2 line answers only. Okay, do the homework and send it to my personal ID, children. I will not specify the homework in the group. Okay, because my intention is I want everyone to listen to the video. Okay, that is all for today's class. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.